Hello, in this video we will tell you an interesting story. It is the story of a wolf who repaid the debt of life to a human with kindness. It was summer. An old man was walking in the forest when he came across a wolf cub. It was lying under the bushes by the side of the road. It was a small cub. When the old man approached him, the cub did not run away. It looked very weak and sad. What happened to him? Why doesn't it run away? The man thought. But when he got closer to the cub, he realized that even if the poor thing tried to run away, it couldn't. The man realized that the cub had a broken paw. He couldn't just leave it there. He felt very sorry for the little cub. He picked up the cub, put it in his bag, and took it home. When he got home, the man examined the wolf's paw closely and concluded that the bone was broken. He wrapped the paw with a bandage so that the bones could reunite. Of course, this was very painful for the wolf, but he seemed to understand that the man was trying to help him. The man prepared a place for his new pet and fed it. He named it Gray. 6 weeks passed. The wolf cub had recovered. The damaged bones seemed to have reattached, but he still had a slight limp. The wolf cub loved to run around the yard. Wherever he went, he would return to his master as soon as the man called him. He was a gray, gentle wolf and he loved people. One day a boy in the neighborhood saw the wolf and they immediately became friends. Since they were both small, they loved to play games. Every day the boy brought his wolf friend a different dessert. One day the gray disappeared. The old man could not find him anywhere. He thought he must have gone back to the forest, where wolves are supposed to live because of their wild nature. The boy cried for a long time. He wanted to see his friend so much. The old man promised that when the boy was a little older he would bring him a puppy from the city. 2 years passed and the man forgot all about the wolf puppy. He lived alone in his house in the village. One day the boy's mother came crying to the old man. She said that her son had gone for a walk in the morning and then disappeared. He had probably gone into the forest to play and disappeared. The boy's mother ran to the villagers and asked for help to look for him. The old man took his hunting equipment and went into the forest to look for him. 4 hours passed. Suddenly the old man heard something running towards him through the thick branches. He prepared to shoot, but just then he saw a wolf jumping at him. The creature was huge and gray and right next to him. The wolf noticed the man. It stopped for a moment and there was a gleam in its eyes. The old man was about to shoot, but when the wolf jumped once more, he realized that his front paw was limping. The man suddenly remembered Gray. Without putting down his gun, he called Gray, Gray. After a few more jumps, the wolf stopped and turned around. He studied the old man for a long time. He turned around and prepared to run, but after a few steps he stopped and turned again. The wolf recognized the man. It was indeed Gray, the wolf the man had looked at 2 years ago as if he were a pet. The wolf howled and looked at the man as if he wanted him to follow him. What does it want? Why is it calling me? The man thought. They walked about 100 paces and suddenly the man saw the boy sleeping in the bushes. The wolf sat down next to him. Ah, now I know why he called me, he said, surprised. The man said, you were protecting your friend. The man wanted to touch and pet the wolf, but the wolf stepped back and began to make noises like crying. The wolf was afraid because the old man was a human being and humans are the worst enemies of wolves. The wolf was already used to living in the forest as a wild animal, but he remembered his friend, the boy, and decided to protect him. The man took the boy in his arms and turned to the wolf and said, Gray, thank you for saving the boy, you can go now. Having said that, he turned and started walking slowly towards his home. Gray did not go. He followed the old man, making moaning and whimpering noises as if he was trying to tell him something. They reached the end of the forest, where the road began. The wolf stopped and watched the old man and the boy for a long time. Then, slowly and reluctantly, he disappeared deeper into the forest. Soon the old man heard him howling again. It was a sad and long howl. The wolf was probably saying goodbye to the man who had saved him and to his little friend. This was a truly incredible story. Thank you for watching. Love animals and do good to them. They will return the favor.